this is going to be something, I believe. Don't you think so?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Our first guest is a legendary entertainer whose career spans 7 decades. It's always an honor and a thrill when he stops by for a visit. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Jerry Lewis. How about that? Have a seat.
You had yours fixed.
Yeah, no. That's now. I'm assuming those aren't your real teeth.
Why would you say that? I gotta ask you something.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. Well, let me ask you another question. What do you travel with those?
No, I had these made when I okayed doing your show.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah.
You had your props built.
Well, it wasn't for Barbara Walters.
No, of course not.
You know, is it the first time I ever had to follow if it floats? You know what a meaningful feeling this is in my theatrical
A fulfillment
career?
of a career, I would think.
So wonderful.
Yeah.
Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
Yes, I am. Almost every night, actually.
The kind of money you make
I'm doing all right, yes.
from that.
Yes, I am. Now,
But I do appreciate your guts.
thank you. Now, enough about me.
Yes.
When you come back to New York, and this is really this area, the beginning of your career, your life in show business, what is it like these days when you walk the streets of New York? And then compare that to the experience of when you were a kid and you had your big shows downtown and a big, 6-foot-high billboards and stuff. Tell us the difference in the two experiences. Or just put the teeth back in. Either one. Whatever you want to do.
I'm going to tell you, David, for as many years as I've been in and around New York, the minute I get off the plane, you'll hear a cabbie yell, "Hey, Jerry! Hey, Jerry! Yo, Jerry! Oh, Jerry!" You know them.
Sure.
And now with the people with the turbans, it's just... And a really wonderful thing happened. Before we did King of Comedy, Marty Scorsese says to me, "What is celebrity and what is it like?" I said, well, both Bobby De Niro and Marty were really, they lived in the world of anonymity. The films that Bobby was making kept him pretty anonymous. So I'm telling them about the cabbies and the construction workers. Now, the name of the character in the film, which wound up being Jerry Langford, started out Larry Langford.
Right.
And I said, "Marty, we're going to be shooting all over the city of New York. Let's rename him, and you'll see what we get with that." And sure enough, all of the scenes we did on the streets of New York, construction workers and cabbies, I'm walking down with the people, "Hey, Jerry! Yo, Jerry!" It's like we had 5,000 extras for free.
Yeah.
Cost nothing, and it worked like a charm.
And when you were... And when you were a kid, and you and Dean knew you had arrived because you came to New York City and you were playing where? What was the one...
The first time?
Yes, when you knew that things were going to go big for you guys.
Well, we had just finished Atlantic City, and the whole trauma of whether we're going to be nightclub New York, but they booked us right out of Atlantic City to the Low State Theater.
Low State Theater.
We played Low State the first time. Then we played the Capitol, then the Roxy, the Paramount, of course. We played the whole street. We did it all. And we made a fortune. That's how I can afford to have teeth like these made. David, do people know that performers and guests on the show, do they know that they get paid?
I don't know.
Okay.
They do. It's
Everyone that sits in this chair,
a minimum after
a minimum after a rule that they get paid. I want you to know what I'm making here tonight is half of what those teeth cost me. And I want you and the lovely Paul to know that the show I was in was Damn Yankees.
Oh, Damn Yankees.
Oh, well, of course.
That's right.
Of course.
Not Hell's
Of
a
course, I
Poppin'.
saw it. What am I thinking?
That's right. Yeah.
I could. You got an hour?
I was.
You got a car?
Don't do that.
So now let me try this easy. But now when you're a kid and you're doing those shows, the big theaters, and you're walking through the streets of New York, how old were you? Like 19, something like that? That was about what it was. What did that feel like as a kid, knowing you guys really had the world by the tail then?
Well, that was just the beginning.
Yeah.
It was just magic. I mean, we went from $250 a week for the team to $5,000 a week in a matter of weeks. And then Dean would give me my allowance, and we had a wonderful time.
It's interesting because you and Dean were enormous stars together, and then you split up and maintained enormous stardom individually. Now, do you think the two of you could have achieved enormous stardom individually without having been a team?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, the magic of what we had was an unexplainable, magical something. The love between the two men was what catapulted them.
Right.
The things they did where comics and people in show business would say, "Did you see Martin and Lewis?" Yeah. What do they do? Well, what did they do? Well, the one guy comes out, and then the monkey jumps all over the you know. But nobody could give anyone a definitive idea of what they saw.
Right.
And the reason for that was because we had such a damn good time. And the war had just ended. The country needed togetherness. They needed to see two people loving what they do, working at what they love. And two men to show that love without fear of anybody saying anything was extraordinary. And it affected a lot of people. For that matter, when we split, the mail we got was astonishing. Reprimanding us, angry at the thought that we wouldn't be there again. And it was a love affair with the country, and a country with us.
Now, I know that you miss the people who lived and made this era so dynamic. But do you also miss show business? Paul and I were talking about this the other day. It just seems like the show business today, I don't know, ain't what it used to be.
All I can tell you is every time I watch television and I see what they purport to be talent, I know Al Jolson is turning over in his grave.
All right. We'll be right back here with Jerry Lewis, everybody. Now, before you came out, I asked Paul if he would think of a question. Paul, do you have a question for Mr. Lewis?
I have a question. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think about the trend of remaking all the classic movies, like they're doing Ocean's 11 now again, and Ocean's 12, and they did the Nutty Professor and all that? What do you think about that? Is that good for the industry? Is that bad? Is that good for entertainment? What do
You have a whole flock of wonderful young people that didn't see the work in the first place.
Right.
This is a chance for them to see what we hopefully believe would be as good or better.
But to change it, do you think it's as good or better?
Well, I can't speak that. It wouldn't be really ethical for me to talk about the work as it is now as opposed to what it was. All I know is it's a wonderful shot for young kids to see what we all enjoyed a long time ago.
Okay, fair enough.
All right?
You know,
I don't like him, Dave.
sorry. I'm sorry.
He means it with the love, though, with the love.
He came with the theater. But you know, like sometimes late at night or on a Sunday afternoon, they'll be playing one of your movies, and it seems like the list of titles are endless. The Bellhop, what was that?
Bellboy,
the
yeah.
Nutty Professor, on and on and on. And there's just something very satisfying about knowing what you got ahead of you for the next 90 minutes. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. That's very nice.
It's just very like,
Thank you.
this is... And then... Several generations of comedians following you, I think, can be traced directly back to what you were doing. You get that? I mean, you must see influences in the work of others.
I do.
Yeah.
I see it, and it's a great compliment. And we've got such great comics today. Brilliant comics. I mean, in a world where we say, well, we have to laugh more, I say, stop looking around. They're here. You can't get better than Billy Crystal and Robin Williams and Jim Carrey and these magnificent, physical, wonderful young people. And they're doing great comic work. They really are.
Have you seen Billy's play?
No,
Billy's
I'm going to see him tomorrow, or the day after.
Just tremendous.
I hear he's marvelous.
Yeah.
Well, how can he miss? He's brilliant.
Now tell me a little bit about your current life. You live in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Now, that must be exciting. Is it fun and thrilling, or is it not fun and thrilling?
I love living there because it's fun and thrilling.
I see.
And I got to tell you, today I go to this deli I like. I want to show you what fame is.
All right.
Okay? I go to the deli and I'm by myself and I feel good just having a sandwich. And I notice two cute little old ladies on the other side of the restaurant, and I can see they're looking my way and they're going, you can't miss it. So I mind my business, and about 2 minutes pass, and one of the little old ladies walked over to the table. She said, excuse me, I hate to bother your lunch. I said, it's perfectly all right. What can I do for you? She said, well, if you're not going to eat your pickle, could we have it?
Why? Exactly. The other thing I want to mention, I read this afternoon, and I knew it would be a big number. I had no idea it was this big. In the last, I don't know, 30 years, maybe longer?
50.
50 years, you have raised for muscular dystrophy close to $2 billion.
We will pass it this year.
$2 billion. Remarkable. And with that kind of attention and with that kind of funding, what kind of progress is coming?
We're making tremendous progress. I mean, scientists are telling me that I'm going to see a cure in my lifetime. And I keep reminding them of how old I am. But they persist. We are very close, and God willing, we're going to make it. And when we make it, it's going to be that wonderful contribution that you can lay back and really rest on your laurels and feel very good about.
Now, the other thing I wanted to point out with, you have a tremendous hair of head.
Tremendous hair of head?
Tremendous head of hair.
Oh, head of hair, yes.
Tremendous head of hair.
I used to have a very, very big hair of head. When I wear those teeth, I have that hair of head.
You know what I'm trying to say, though? Is you have tremendous looking hair.
I understand how you feel.
Yeah, I would think so.
I want you to know about this, David.
Right, what is it?
TameThePain.com can save a human being's life watching the show. Chronic pain, 75 million people in this country suffer with chronic pain. If you check your audience, I guarantee you 50% of the people here will raise their hands. They know chronic pain. And I have been the spokesman for Medtronic because I had 37 years of pratfalls that busted up my spine, and I had pain for 37 years. When I started this, I'm not a celebrity holding up a product. The company did $9 billion last year. They don't need to sell product.
$9 billion?
$9 billion last year. But this is a miracle. I have had no pain for 2.5 years since I'm using this stimulator. I've got a battery under my skin. 2 electrodes go back to the spine, connect to that border on the spine. I press this on, and it vibrates, and the electrode stops the pain from going to my brain. I turn it on, I turn it off, lower, higher, and it opens my garage door.
Opens his garage door,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm often asked, what does it feel like when it's stimulating? I say it's like a little vibrator. The entire body tingles. I've had this erection for 9 months now. David?
Well,
David?
that explains the $9 billion in sales. Glad to see you looking so great.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very much.
It was
Jerry
wonderful
Lewis,
to see you.
ladies and gentlemen. Always a
Thank you.
pleasure. We'll be right back with Sophia Bush, everybody. Now, this is going to be something, I believe. Don't you think
Let's
so?
go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Our first guest is a legendary entertainer whose career spans 7 decades. It's always an honor and a thrill when he stops by for a visit. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Jerry Lewis.
Hi, Dave.
Jerry, how are you? How about that? Have a seat.
You had yours fixed.
Yeah, no. Now, I'm assuming those aren't your real teeth.
Why would you say that? I gotta ask you something.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. Wait, let me ask you another question. Why do you travel with those?
No, I had these made when I okayed doing your show.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah.
You had
Oh,
your-
yeah.
had your props built.
Well, it wasn't for Barbara Walters.
No, of course not.
You know, is it the first time I ever had to follow if it floats? You know what a meaningful feeling this is in my
A
theatrical
fulfillment
career?
of a career, I would
So
think.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Aren't you ashamed of
I am.
yourself?
Yes, I am. Almost every night, actually.